Welcome everyone. In this video what we're going to be doing is going through some functions within Gmail that you'll probably find very useful. And then in our second video what we're going to do is the sifting process in Gmail and using the Google Calendar. So let's get straight underway. The first functionality we're going to look at is creating a label. So here I am in my inbox, and what I want to do is create a label. So I'm just going to, if you move down, if you can't see create a label, you just need to scroll this bar down and you'll get to create new label. Whoop, Daisy, there we go. Click on create new label and enter the label that you want to create. So I'm going to just create one called 000 for training, and this will put it straight up and underneath my inbox. Go back up to the top and there it is there. And now, because it's underneath my inbox, I can actually save information to that very easily just by dragging and dropping, or you can check on the actual email. Let me get one here to read, move, decide. You can check on the email and you can click on the move and it'll bring up the last few folders that you've actually saved to. So I'm going to click on for training and it's moved it. Now if you think you can't, how are you going to find these emails again? Gmail has got a fantastic search functionality. So you could just put in Elance, because I know I've filed that one for example, and it will search for it. Oh my goodness me, look at all the ones for Elance. So if I hit the actual tab just here, the little arrow, show search, oops, show search options, I can actually enter in more information so that it actually looks within the parameters that I give it. So it filters out the things that I don't want. And if you're doing that search over and over again, you can actually create what's called a filter, which is like a rule to do so that you don't need to create the search over and over. You just click on the filter which already has the search on it. So let me just search the mail now. And there you go. It's brought up the one that was in my inbox. The next thing I'd like to show you is how to move lots of emails at once. So just say you've got thousands of emails in your inbox. The last thing you want to do is go through every single one and read what it's about. The reason being is because 70% of those you'll probably delete. So what you want to do is just cut your losses, make a folder called old filing, for example, and in this folder file everything that is old. So the way to actually grab them is you can check them all using the checker, or you can actually hit the select button and select all. What it'll do is, for this one, it's selected all 50 conversations on this page. To select all 315 conversations, so it'll tell you exactly what to do. You just click on that and then all of them have been selected, and then you might just want to uncheck the last few pages. So it will spell out what it wants you to do or how it can help you if it can. Once you do that, you just select the move to and the folder that you want to move them to. Very easy. The next thing we want to look at is how to get your calendar and taskbar on the same page. Because what we want, of course, is we want all of our work to be showing in one view so that we don't have to hop around into different places to actually get our work. When we do that, we start missing things and we start doubling up. And also what we start to do is multiple handle, because we start putting and procrastinate because we put off doing this We'll do that later, then we hop on to the next one. Lots of distractions. So what we want is all our work in one view so that we know exactly what we're going to do today, what we're going to do this hour. So let me show you how to do that. So here's my Google Calendar. And as you can see, it's just a calendar. I don't have my taskbar. To get your tasks in this view, all you need to do is hit the task button. There we go. Once it's coloured, my tasks are detailed to the right here. And to make this list a bit more manageable, all you need to do is go down to the actions and click it, and then clear completed tasks. And now it'll show me just the tasks that I've got to do going forward, or any that I haven't done as yet anyway. Next, we're going to look at how to create a task, and following that, how to create an appointment. So how do you create a task? You see the little plus sign here? To add a task, you just click on the plus sign and enter the information. Remember, with a task and with an appointment, you always start with an action word. So we want delete this task after training. Click on the arrow here and select a date. You might want to enter some notes, but if you don't, once you've done that, go back to your list. And there's my task. Once I've done my task, I just mark the checkbox and it crosses it off the list. So, very important, what you're wanting to do is start your task with an action word, make it the very next step that you need to take, and remember to enter a due date, the date that you're actually going to do the task. Once you've done the task, check it off the list. That's one way to actually create a task. You can create tasks using emails. So let me show you how. I'm going to make a task with this particular email. The way to do that is to click on More and Add to Tasks. The taskbar comes up. It says here, make a task. That's my particular, if you can see the subject, it's the same thing. So I want to change this, of course. So it reflects, it has a due date, but it also reflects the action I need to take. So let me put an asterisk here, delete after training. Once I'm ready, I go back to my list, and there is my task, which is different to the first one that I made. And as you can see, it has a related email. It tells me it has a related email. Once I'm done with this, I can actually label it and move it to the right folder. So there is no need to actually open the email, but you must check on it, and then you can add it to tasks. How to create an appointment using your Google Calendar. So when you make an appointment using your Google Calendar, you can make one without using an email. You can just double click on anywhere in your calendar and just enter what you want to do. Again, with appointments, it's very important that you put what your next step is, not the whole project. So you don't want to say training, you want to say what the next step is. If you edit the actual appointment, you can, from here you can say where you're going to be doing that work. You don't have to say at your desk if it's at your desk, but just so you know that you You can write the location. If you want somebody to join you at the meeting, you can actually enter people's addresses and invite them along to the actual meeting. If it's not a meeting, if it's just you working on your own, then just leave that blank. If you want to add some information here to help you do this work, you can do that in the description. You can even give the event a color. So that it shows up brightly in your calendar. Once you're done, save it. And there's my appointment there. I'll just move it down so it actually was faded because it was at a time that's passed. Google will show you where you're at in your calendar with the actual red line. So there you go. There's my appointment. Let me show you now how to make an appointment using an email. So you grab an email by checking the box. You hit more. Okay, so you open the email. You hit more and you create an event. Update the subject. Update the time. Give it a color if you want. Now I only use colors to actually communicate to myself something. Otherwise, I don't add colors. You might need to get rid of the guests because it will invite the people who actually sent you the email. And once you're ready, you can save. There's the appointment there. So you can see it. So that's how you make an appointment using an email, and also how you make one without using an email. There are lots of other ways to make appointments without using an email. Using Create is one way. So there's lots of ways to be right. I've just showed you, well, 3 ways now, how to make it an appointment. While we're here on appointments, the other thing I'd like to show you is how to make a reoccurring appointment. So again, create a new appointment or use an email to make that appointment. Update the subject so it reflects the activity you're going to do. Select a time that you're going to do the work. If you want it to be reoccurring, then you hit the repeat box. Then you can say how often you want to do it, whether it's weekly, how often weekly, like every 1 week, every 2 weeks. If you want it to end after a certain number of occurrences or on a certain day. If you want it monthly, annually, 6 monthly, etc. So you just play with this until you get it to the reoccurrence that you're actually wanting it to be. Then you hit the Done button. And once you're done, you save. And there it is there. Undertake admin tasks. The last functionality I'd like to show you is how to remove alerts so that you're not notified when a new email comes in. This is really distracting and can really eat into your time that you're trying to focus. Okay, so the way to do this is via your Google settings. If you see this little wheel, click on the down arrow and then hit settings. If you go a little bit further down on this page, on desktop notifications, you'll see new mail notifications on. If you click on mail notifications off, or maybe having a mail notification only when important notifications come in, what will happen is you won't be notified every single time an email comes in. The actual settings has lots of things that you can set. Don't be scared to actually investigate and see what's back here. All right, once you've actually hit on the mail notifications off, what you're wanting to do then is just save changes. And you're done. That concludes this particular video. In the second video, I'll be showing you how to apply the sifting process in the Google environment.